This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
Hey everybody, welcome to Groomer Humor on Pet Life Radio. Once again, we are your hosts. I'm Rudy V, along with Anthony Ray. First and foremost, we want to thank our producer Mark Winter and Pet Life Radio for giving us the opportunity, and we want to thank you guys for listening to us. In a past episode, we talked about 3 things you should never say to your dog groomer. And as promised, in this episode, we're going to talk about 3 things a groomer should never say to the client, and maybe come up with some alternative ways of saying things, maybe a little bit nicer. We have that, and we have our very funny comment segment coming up in this episode of Groomer Humor.
Are you listening to this right now with a cell phone clenched between your teeth as you frantically flip pages on your paper calendars? Or are you a new breed of groomer, bred for speed and efficiency of movement? 123Pet software automates your communications, doing the reminding, confirming, thanking, and marketing for you. 123Pet centralizes your schedule, employees, clients, inventory, and more. 123Pet is the business management software you need. Start minding your business today. Visit 123petsoftware.com.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Groomer Humor. Once again, we are your hosts. I'm Rudy V, along with the legendary Anthony Ray. Anthony, how are you doing today, man? I'm just exhausted, but how are you? It always goes to you anyway, so what's up, man? What's up?
I don't know if I would use the word legendary to describe me. I haven't been off the couch in 2 days.
That's legendary.
That is legendary. Yeah, you're right.
That's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard work, because then you got to get up. It makes the getting up process even, more difficult.
Yeah, They say an object in motion stays in motion, so it's easy for all you guys who aren't just sitting around all day. It's hard for me. It's hard work.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to think about it, because now you have to find other ways of entertaining yourself, which I'm sure you find. You probably shouldn't mention some of them though.
Well, the ones I can mention is video games. I like play a lot of PS4 and Nintendo Switch.
Wow. How old are you? 37?
30.
Oh, still.
Where are you getting 37?
I don't know. You look 37.
Thanks.
I don't know. Maybe chill out on the cigs or something. I don't know.
We should have called this episode 3 Things Not to Say to Your Father, because I'm starting to get impatient already with you.
All right. Well, listen, why don't we just, rather than do what we usually do and just get mad at each other and think it's funny, why don't we jump into the segment here? And all right, number 1 thing to not say to your client is never say your dog is fat. And for, obvious reasons, I'm going to let you take this one.
What? Okay. Well, first of all, that's really rude.
Yeah.
And just as like a blanket statement, you don't want to be rude. And it's not usually the dog's fault if the dog is overweight. And overweight is honestly a better word to use anyway. Also, customers usually are pretty aware if their dog is overweight, so they don't need their groomer saying, "Hey, your dog's fat, piece of you know what, he sucks." it's not,
Definitely don't say that.
Yeah,
sucks.
Dog sucks. He's fat.
Yeah, definitely. That's hysterical.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. The poor dog.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to insult the dog. You're right. And there's better ways of saying it. Okay, so you want to say things like, listen, if a dog is first of all, you don't know why the dog might be overweight. You know what I mean? Dog might have some issues, whatever, might be diabetic, whatever. So you actually, you just really want to be as kind as possible when you're talking to the client. Never insult the dog. And like you said, you make a good point. It's really never the dog's fault. If you're sitting there, feeding your dog pepperoni pizza every Wednesday, then, what do you think's going to happen?
Right.
Look what happened to you.
The dog's not going to say no. Yeah, well,
Right.
What happened to me was a little different. I went to Taco Bell a lot.
And you never say no.
And I never say no. So in that aspect, I'm very similar to a dog, and my hygiene. But the difference is a dog, don't get me wrong, if dogs had the capability to hit the drive-through as hard as I do, then, then it's the dog's fault. But,
Yeah. So, we've come across this often. And a lot of times it's very difficult to groom an overweight dog. And we mentioned that in a past episode. But there's ways of saying it. You might want to just kind of convey that maybe the dog needs to go on a special diet, have the dog seen by a vet, and find out if there's any other issues going on why the dog might be overweight. But again, you want to talk to your customer. You want to talk about the dog's safety and health. And if there is anything that someone can do about their dog being overweight, then maybe, look for that alternative. And a lot of times, listen, if you take a pound off of a dog, it makes a big difference where, as humans, we need to shed 10, 20 pounds. A pound or two off of a dog makes a huge difference in that dog's health. So, but again, never say your dog is fat.
Yeah, that's dumb. And also, always try to keep it based on grooming, too. If you're a groomer, rather than just, oh, your dog's fat, by the way, why don't you tell them what exactly the dog is going through on the grooming table because they're overweight, because no one's going to want to make any changes. Just, oh, he's fat. No, they're not. It's now you're just starting that. But if you say, hey, listen, your dog might be a little bit overweight. He's having a little bit of trouble standing up as long as he needs to for the grooming process. That might, you know what I mean? Like, give a reason, something that it'll help. Yes. As opposed to just, dog sucks.
I like the dog sucks again. That's funny. That's a fourth reason. Never say your dog sucks.
Yeah, don't say
that. But that's hysterical. But okay, so here, let's jump into number 2. And we just kind of made these up, to be honest with you. I wrote this show like this morning. But anyway, so number 2 is never, so I don't even know if this is like real, but never say, don't ever bring your dog back to my shop. You know what I mean?
Well, again, that's like blaming the dog.
Right.
Although I guess it depends why you would even want to say something like that. Dog is bad, I guess. I don't even, why would you?
Dog is bad. That's usually the reason. Dog is bad. He's just ungroomable or he's trying to bite, whatever. But again, there's ways of saying it. Listen, I've worked with groomers in the past and I've heard the worst. It's like I would never say anything like that, even if I felt that way, even if I was angry and I just didn't want to do that dog. You got to like really filter yourself on this, guys. All you dog groomers out there, come on, we have to be better, right? If we want to keep our clientele and not have somebody write us up on Yelp, you know what I mean? So it's a whole new world, right?
Yeah.
So, but usually, like you said, the issue is the dog's bad. He's trying to bite or he just won't stay still, whatever. So the alternative way of saying it is, listen, unfortunately, we couldn't groom your dog today due to whatever circumstances. He was trying to bite or he just was trying to jump off the table. We couldn't groom him. We always say this, why don't we reschedule and try another day?
Yeah.
And a lot of times, believe it or not, right, Ant, we're successful. The dog comes back and it's a little better. Maybe it was just freaking out that day. But, to sit there and say, don't ever bring your dog back to my shop is, again, just rude. Don't say that to the customer. A lot of times people know that their dog is bad. All they want to hear is that their dog is good.
Yeah, exactly. Well, think of it like this, too. Are you groomers out there who might say stuff like that or something like this? Imagine if you bring your kid to a daycare center, not that you would in the wonderful world we're living in right now, but say that it was different and you go to a daycare center and when you go to pick up your kid, they say, hey, your kid sucks. Sorry to say that again, but it kind of goes hand in hand. Hey, your kid sucks. Don't ever bring him back. It's like, well, that's just going to make you feel bad. It's like, well, what the hell?
I think they may have said that about you once, Anthony, in daycare.
I'm sure they did.
Girl came out and said, you know what? Your kid is fat and he sucks. I was just like, all right, well, listen, can I drop him off tomorrow though again? Cause I got to go to work. Can you please take my fat sucky kid?
You probably said, "You see, I know. Why do you think I brought him here? I'm not even working today."
Exactly.
Just take him for a little bit. This kid sucks.
Please, here's an extra 10 spot.
Yeah, right, 10 spot. Just give me a couple hours. This sucks. He's eating everything in the house.
He just won't stop eating.
Dad,
but,
remember
okay.
when you used to take me to Dunkin' Donuts and I would ask if I can get 3 cheese croissants?
Yeah, exactly. I would say, Aunt, eat 2. If you're still hungry, I'll get you another one. My God, you were like you were like a whole 11 years old.
Yeah. Oh, now I want a cheese croissant.
After the show, we'll go Dunkin' Donuts. Get some cheese croissants.
Cool. Can I get 3?
Yeah. Well, now you need 5.
Yeah, right.
3's just not enough anymore. All right. Let's continue. So number 3 is I have to charge you extra for picking your dog up late.
I don't like that one.
I don't like that at all. Listen, unless specified that you have to leave at a certain time or something like that, or you need your client to pick up your dog at a certain time, you have to remember most people have a job. They're dropping their dog off. They have to work. They have to travel to work. They have to travel back and get the dog. It's a big responsibility for people. You have to look at it from their perspective. Who knows? Maybe they're stuck in traffic. Maybe they got stuck at the office because they were asked to do something else. Listen, you don't charge extra because a client's late to pick up their dog. You just don't.
No, that's like saying, you know what? I've always dreamed about being a plumber. And you become a plumber, but then you go, well, I don't want to get my hands dirty, though. It just comes with the job.
It's part of the job.
You're going to wait. Sometimes you're going to wait. Didn't we got stuck at the shop till 8 o'clock at night once.
No, dude, I had a dog that the owner never picked up.
Ever?
She never picked up, and I had her address, and this is before whatchamacallit, being able to punch it into MapQuest or anything like that.
MapQuest. God.
You see where I'm at?
That's new to you? That's
I just graduated.
Upgrade?
I just graduated from flip phone to flat phone a year ago. Come on, cut me some slack. What is it? What is the new thing?
I don't know. A little something called GPS?
That's what I meant.
MapQuest.
Okay.
MapQuest was a website that you had to print your directions out on.
I still do that, but my printer doesn't work now, so I can't do that anymore.
Because your printer was around when MapQuest was around. Nobody uses MapQuest anymore.
All right. Calm yourself. Calm down.
Ahead. Tell your story.
So anyway, the lady never picked up, and I was calling her phone off the hook. I swear, this is a true story. So I finally figured out where she lived, and it was 2 miles away from my shop, and she lived in this very kind of remote house off of Inman Avenue over here. So I have the dog. She's got a big golden retriever, and I was calling her off the hook. It was probably about maybe 8, 9 o'clock. I couldn't get in touch with her. Dude, I walk in onto her property. I walk in the back. The dog is pulling me towards the back entrance of the house. I walk in, and she's asleep on the couch with Oreo cookies coming out of her mouth.
Oh, my God.
I swear to God.
That's a
true story. Dude, I thought she was dead. I thought she was I swear to God, I was like, and then and then the dog goes over and starts licking her face, and she wakes up, and I'm like, yeah, hi, sorry to intrude. Rudy the groomer, I have your dog.
He's done.
He's done, by the way.
Yeah, he's done. So, that'll be 65.
And here's the kicker. I didn't charge her extra. Okay?
Oh, you delivered it.
And I delivered. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. Like you said, it goes along with the territory. You don't charge extra because someone is late. Again, unless you specified it or something like that. And even then, I can understand being disappointed or being mad, but listen, it's part of the job.
You also don't charge extra for not showing up to an appointment. I don't know.
Yeah, what are you, a surgeon? What are you, a dentist? No, but it should be on the list.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't show up, you don't charge them for a grooming.
No, that's ridiculous. And I've seen that before. Yeah. It's if you don't show up, there's a $15 cancellation fee. It's like, dude, come on, man.
This is where, as much as we talk about how proud we are to be dog groomers, we also have to keep in mind that we are dog groomers. I'm sorry, we don't get to do that.
No. Plus, stop lying to everybody. Your day just got easier, so shut up.
Exactly.
All right, you got a cancellation.
You got one less dog to groom.
Right, you have one less.
Yeah.
Come on.
Your day got easier.
Yeah, your day just got a little easier. There's days where me and you are like so booked up, and it's like, oh my God, dude, I really hope somebody cancels today.
Exactly.
What are we going to do? Charge them? You did us a favor. The only thing that isn't great about somebody canceling is the next time, whenever you do that dog, it's going to be in that much worse shape. But usually it's only a couple days later or, a week later, whatever. It's not that bad. Your day's easier. You're leaving earlier. Shut up. Don't charge people for that.
No, whatever. I mean, listen, some people are going to agree with us. Some people are going to disagree with us. That's fine. This is the way we run our shop. We're very kind of open to whatever happens in someone's daily life. You have to be understanding that in this day and age, right? People are just running around like crazy, and you may miss your appointment. People don't write the right date down, whatever. It happens.
We get people showing up on the wrong days sometimes, and it's like, oh no.
Yep. And if they show up on the wrong day, what do we do usually, right, Anthony? We just do it.
We usually do it. The only time we don't is if the day was just so booked up and we don't have the cage space. But usually 9 times out of 10, if somebody shows up on the wrong day, it's likely their fault, and we don't really say anything. We just do the dog. Who cares?
We're so nice that we don't even tell them they're on the wrong day. Yeah. We just take in the dog and say, we'll call you later. We
had a customer, I'm not going to give you his name. He never even used to make an appointment. His dog was so little, and the guy just didn't listen. And it would drive us crazy. But yeah, he would just come in any day he wanted. His dog was so sweet, so we didn't really care. But sometimes it was very frustrating. But we would still do the dog. I don't remember the name of the dog.
I forget the dog's name, but one of the reasons why we always took him was because he was like this really old, tiny little Yorkie that had the no hair syndrome.
Yeah.
His skin was just exposed. Yeah, he had no hair at all. So it was kind of like, I think if this even can make sense, we saved time grooming that dog more so than if we didn't groom that dog. So if that could even be possible.
That dog was so easy to do. It was almost like we wanted to tell the customer, hey dude, listen, you know what, just wait right here, I'll be back in 5 minutes.
Yeah, he was like a little tiny 2-pound Yorkie who was adorable.
Yeah, he was adorable.
And anytime, remember, Anthony, we used to take his harness off, and he would just bite, he would grab the harness. He loved his little harness, and he would just pull it back into the cage.
It's funny because we told that guy, we used to tell him every single time he came in, yeah, listen, just give us a call, even if it's the same day. Just let us know you're coming in. He didn't listen.
Never
he just
called.
Didn't listen. It didn't matter. Whatever. The dog. It was the right dog for that to happen with.
For sure. All right. So number 4 is, I said 3. You know what? We're going 4 or 5 on this. Let's go. Let's do this. You know what I mean? Just don't say stuff. That's what the show's about. Shut up. Watch what you say.
Shut up about it.
Shut up about it. Stop complaining.
Yeah, knock it off.
Knock it off. So this one is, okay, don't ever say anything like, you are neglecting your dog because, a dog may come in matted or whatever. Again, guys, people know that their dogs are matted. They know that their dogs are in really, really bad shape. Again, there's ways of saying it, though. You might want to say, listen, it would really benefit your dog if you brought him in a little bit more often for this reason, and you can explain to the customer what mats do, how much better it would be on the dog's ears and things like that. You'd have less problems with your dog if you brought the dog in more frequently. But again, you don't want to say, your dog's in terrible shape. You're neglecting your dog. No one wants to hear that because here's the thing. They might be neglecting their dog for good reason. Maybe the dog tries to bite them. You don't know. I've seen people who have neglected their dog and they love their dogs to death. So are you neglecting your dog? Maybe you're just too scared to do the dog. You're too scared to brush the dog. You're too scared to do the ears. Maybe you just don't have the money. You know what I'm saying? Again, say things nicely.
Yeah, that's why any of you who are that we get this on our YouTube channel a lot. Some of them we keep, some of them we have to get rid of, not because you're wrong. Like some people are very quick with the comments and, oh my God, this is neglect, and oh my God, this dog should be taken away from those people. We know that if you ever said anything like that on the channel and it got removed, it's not because we're mad at you. It's that these are people that came in for our help, so we want to respect them and their dog and their current situation. And you just don't know what people are going through. We try to be as close with our customers as we can, and a lot of the times we do get these matted dogs, they're rescues, or there was a death in the family, stuff like that. There was just a pandemic. You know what I mean? Like, you never know what's going on. So it's like, you can't be so quick to the whole, oh, this is neglect, get the dog taken away. Because that's not what the dog needed. Because somebody might not be. I've met people who are horrible dog owners but love the dog. It's not easy being a pet owner. We all know that. Right. So just because you're not the greatest pet owner doesn't mean that you treat the dog badly. It's just, you don't know how important certain things are. That's why we're here. We're going to try to teach everybody every little thing about this.
That's right. Every situation is unique. You could have a 90-pound golden doodle that's, owned by an elderly person who has arthritis and is broke. Okay. And that is the situation a lot of times. What do you expect them to do? You know what I mean? They can't brush the dog. They're relying on you to do it. So what are you going to do? Get mad at this person? No. What you're going to do is you're going to come to some kind of a solution. Maybe knock down the price, whatever. Just maybe get the dog in a little sooner. I don't know. We have to understand that everybody has a situation. We have to come to a better solution, communicate with the owner, maybe convince them to do a shorter cut, and that's it. So anyway, just don't accuse people of neglecting their dogs. There's plenty of cases where people do neglect their dogs. But if they're bringing the dog to the groomer, chances are they're not neglecting that dog. Chances are they just maybe can't afford it or whatever. So.
Right. And here's one of the biggest examples that everybody always thinks is neglect, and it's anything but, is when people buy standard poodles. People buy standard poodles, they have no idea how incredibly difficult it is to maintain those dogs at home, so they end up falling into the pattern of, let's just get them shaved down, grow them all the way out. Shave down, grow them all the way out. And by the time it's ready to get the shave down, they look like they're matted and neglected, but they're not. It's just the way that people do it. We're going to let them grow all the way out, and then we're going to get them shaved down. That's not neglect. That's just not really being able to maintain a standard poodle grooming at home, which is incredibly advanced and difficult, as you all know. So, it's like, there you go. That's an example of dog looks like crap. Doesn't mean he's being neglected. His hair's just really long and not really brushed out. We're going to shave it off. Right.
We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to say our funny comment segment. And I'm trying not to take this one personally, and you know what I'm talking about when we come back. But I'm sorry, this one's personal. So we'll talk about it when we come back on Groomer Humor.
Hey everybody, it's Rudy and Anthony again, and since you are all such wonderful listeners, we are going to take a quick second to tell you about a lovely product that has come our way. One of the most common issues that we see in our grooming shop on a day-to-day basis is bad dental hygiene. And what if I told you one chew a day for happier, healthier dog years? If you're in the market for a dental treat that does more for your dog, Daily Dose is a 2-in-1 chew that pairs a daily dental scrub with powerful supplements to help with the biggest health concerns facing our dogs. Daily Dose was developed by vets to be simple to use and super effective. Plus, dogs love the taste.
As Anthony said, this is 2-in-1. It's dental hygiene and full body health, a concept that might be lost on Anthony, but it won't be lost on your dog. It's available in 4 benefits: skin health, heart health, joint health, and calming. We should all be so lucky to be able to chew on something that's actually good for us.
We've given out plenty of samples to our customers, and their dogs absolutely love it. So don't waste any time, guys. You're going to go to yourpetsdailydose.com, and for $3 off of your order, use promo code GROOMER. That's yourpetsdailydose.com. Use promo code GROOMER for $3 off of your order.
I have a chocolate cocker spaniel named Lady and a blackmouth cur, and it's a lot of responsibility owning a dog. My dogs don't have any health problems because they're eating what they need to eat.
DINOVITE.com.
Dynovite is like pouring a multivitamin right onto their food. We'll be scooping our Dynovite, then squirting the liquid chops and the fish oil. They start salivating.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynovite at DINOVITE.com.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back to Groomer Humor on Pet Life Radio. We are your hosts, as always. I am Anthony Ray, hanging out with Daddy O, Rudy V. And today, we're basically telling groomers not to say, in general, don't bring your fat dog back to my shop and pick up on time, you ignorant and neglectful owner. You suck. In general, that's what this show has been about.
Yeah, you don't want to say. You don't want to say that.
Say that. That's basically everything we talked about in one sentence. But if that doesn't make sense to you, yeah, we're just talking about things you shouldn't say to your clients as a dog groomer. There's just nicer ways to say them. There's more productive ways to say them. Like we were saying earlier, don't just go and tell a customer that the dog's fat. Number one, they know that. Number two, tell them why it's not benefiting the dog, and use the word overweight. It's just nicer. And nobody wants to get their dog insulted. Don't call dogs bad. Don't ever say your dog was so bad. Tell them what happened. Customers are people, just like you as the groomer is a person. Show some respect. Say, hey, he had a little bit of a rough time today. Customers are always going to ask how they did. So if the dog had a rough day, you say, yeah, just tell them what they were rough on. Don't say, oh, it's terrible. Your dog sucks. It's groomers sometimes. It's a cutthroat business sometimes. And we're just here to say that be nice. Be nice to your customers, because you wouldn't have a grooming shop you wouldn't have dog grooming in your life if people didn't trust you with their dog. So show some respect back, just like we did. I think we want to bring it back and put it the other way, because some groomers out there do and say some ridiculous things, such as charging to cancel an appointment and stuff like that. So we don't personally do things that way, and we think that we have built a very friendly, about 98% friendly, trustworthy group of people that come into our store and really trust us and appreciate what we do for them, and we appreciate what they do for us. So we think that if you take our advice in this episode, you might find it that you have a much better relationship with all of your clients in the long run.
Absolutely. You summed that up nicely, by the way, Anthony. So, yeah. Let's get into this funny comment segment.
I'm a professional.
Again, as I mentioned before, I'm trying not to take this one personally, but it's extremely personal, and I'm gonna read it to you. Okay. I once owned a dog named Rudy. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I once owned a dog named Rudy. We could never housebreak him, and he never listened to a word we said. He was the most difficult dog we ever owned. We owned him for 13 years. LOL.
LOL.
I love the LOL.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
so,
Rudy is an adorable name for a dog, I'm just realizing now.
Listen, that's the way we roll. That's the way us Rudies roll, okay? We don't like to listen, and sometimes we like to pee around the house. So there you go. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Taking it personal.
Yeah. How am I not supposed to take that personal? You know?
Right.
Like the only other thing that could have been more personal was, I once owned a dog named Rudy Valero. I mean, that would be,
Right, right.
But Rudy was personal enough. And like I said, man, hey, man, you know what? Rudies are usually little people, like the movie Rudy. Remember that? Yeah. Remember, like the 5'4" guy or 5'2" guy that played football? Yeah. And that's what we are. Rudies are little people. I've never met a big Rudy before. And like small dogs, we pee a lot. And, I was known to pee and wet the bed up until later in my life. I was a bedwetter, so that's just how we roll, man.
You do pee a lot, man.
Dude, how many times do I pee before we even do the show, right? Mark gets mad at me because it's like, oh, Rudy's gone again.
Yep, there he is.
Third pee.
And we're going to start in 3, 2, and here he goes to the bathroom.
And here he's going to the bathroom.
Right.
Anyway. But dude, you know what's beautiful about this comment though? With all of that being said, bro, we had him for 13 years. Yeah. Pain in the butt dog, and you still kept him for 13 years.
From what they sounds like the dog sucked. and you had him for 13 years.
I like he never listened to a word we said.
Yeah, right.
Those are the types of dog like you call them and they run away.
Right. They don't even know their name. They don't care.
They don't care.
When's dinner? Leave me alone.
Yeah,
Well, that's like a dog cat. Like it's dogs don't usually act like cats, but that's how cats act. I'll be over here if you need me. I'm in the closet.
Yeah, we couldn't housebreak them. That's hysterical.
Sucks. That not the dog, like that situation. We should do a whole episode on that housebreaking, because what a nightmare that is for people sometimes. My Lord.
Yep. He was the most difficult dog we ever owned. Huh. That's hysterical.
You're right, though, that it's really sweet that they kept him for 13 years.
They kept him for 13 years, so there you go. See, that's what I'm saying. There's the love there. See, so even though this dog was difficult, they still loved him for 13 years, so that hats off to those owners.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks so much for stopping by. As always, we'd like to thank our producer, Mark Winter. Thank you so much, Mark. If you haven't already, head on over to our YouTube channel. It's called Grooming by Rudy. That's Grooming by Rudy on YouTube.com. Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. We want to hear from all you guys. You could also like Grooming by Rudy on Facebook, follow Grooming by Rudy on Instagram and Twitter. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. Until next time, take care of yourselves and your pets.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.